It was actually my weekend job and my job during the school holidays, and at that point in time I was literally just making coffee and filing and answering the phone. But I was very fortunate in that I knew from that age that I absolutely loved real estate, and I just knew that it was what I wanted to do with my career. So when I finished school, I did a traineeship in property management, and then I just made a point of trying to gain experience in every different aspect of a real estate business. So from reception through a number of property management jobs, as you can see from my business card. Some of them are 15 years old now. And I eventually started working in sales, and then as an executive assistant, and eventually I ended up managing a business for somebody else. And I did that for 10 years, and then 7 years ago now I started G Brown Properties. So initially just working from home, and the business has now grown to a level where we have 2 offices, a sales office and a property management office, and there's 11 team members, and we're managing 420 properties.
That's an amazing career. Okay. You only look 15, so it's okay.
The last photo there has been photoshopped to the nth degree, and one of our tradies the other day told me I look like a porn star. So needless to say, I'm booked in for another business card photo next week. Not the look I was going for.
Well, I don't think you look like a porn star. You're very professional.
But I think the biggest thing for me was is support. I mean, when I worked for other agencies, I worked for some amazingly supportive principals who were always there to help me with those tough decisions. They provided brilliant training, and I knew that if I had a problem and I just didn't know what to do about it, that I could go to them and they would help me. And then on the other side of the coin, I worked in offices where it's the complete opposite of that. So what I actually found was when I was working in the supportive environment, I absolutely loved my job. Like even on those tough days when difficult situations came up, I might have thought, gosh, I'm having a bad day, but I never considered leaving the industry. But when I worked for principals and offices that didn't have a great culture, it was so much harder to handle those tough days. And there were times in the past when I was younger where I really didn't know if I was going to make it. I didn't know if property management would be a long-term career for me. So if there's an aspect of the job that you find particularly challenging, I'm a great believer in doing that more, doing more of it and getting really, really good at it. Because once you start to get good at it, all of a sudden you don't dislike it as much, and it just becomes something that doesn't create as much stress for you. So I think is having a really great balance. So in our office, I don't like anyone to be there after 5:30. We close at 5, and at 5:30 everyone is out and everyone is home. I don't think we should be sitting in our desks till 7 or 8 o'clock at night working. If that's a situation, then why is that happening? Do you need some more support? Are you understaffed? Are you trying to do too much? I mean, we need to have a break. It is a stressful job, and we need those times where we can just go home and switch off. If you don't have that and you're working all the time, you handle those difficult situations nowhere near as well as you would if you had that downtime to relax.
Yes. So I started in real estate when I was 16. I was quite young. I actually started at an office in Kingscliff as well. And it was just my weekend job and my job during the school holidays. And I was really fortunate to find a career that I was so passionate about from such a young age. So from the first week I started in that office, I just knew that real estate was what I wanted to do. And I set a goal really early that I wanted to have my own business. Actually, I didn't want to buy a business, I wanted to start my own business and be a principal. So when I finished school, I did a traineeship in property management, and I spent the next 10 years just kind of working my way up from reception to property manager. I was an assistant for a while, senior property manager, I was a sales consultant. I managed an agency for a little while and did the payroll and gas and everything. So after 10 years, I felt like I was at a point where I really just needed to step out on my own. So I started G Brown Properties in 2010, And I started just like this. I worked from home, it was just me. I had a second-hand filing cabinet and an old computer, and just a belief that I loved what I did, and if I did a really great job, that my business would grow and succeed. So 7 years later, I have a team of 11. We've got 420 properties, all organic growth, and we've got a sales office with 4 full-time salespeople, but the business is predominantly property management based.
Having fun with that? Talk me through that.
Having a lot of fun with that. Yeah. In the area that we work in, our competitors are mainly big franchise groups. So it's very difficult for us as an independent agency to compete with big franchise groups on an advertising level. They're international companies with millions of dollars to spend, and we're just this small boutique sort of business. So we had to get creative about brand awareness and how we were going to get ourselves out there and reach more people in our area. So we started working with a media company, and they're helping us to devise plans and different things that we can do to reach more people on a level that's not costing thousands and thousands of dollars. So it's not advertising. And the really interesting thing about working with a media company that has no background in real estate is that their ideas are so out of the box and different that I feel like, for us, it's making us stand out because we're not doing what all the other agencies are doing. So our social media videos are not specifically real estate based. We've thought about what our customers are interested in, and then we're kind of sharing, a bit of an insight into those kind of topics. For example, how to style your property. We've got one of our team members is doing an interior design course, and so she has shared some tips on different things that she's learned during the course, and we've made a video and we're blasting that out on social media. It's not specific to real estate, but it's interesting and useful and valuable content to our customers. I think I'm not a selling principal anymore, so the fact that I have my focus is on my team now, and it's on helping my team grow in their careers and in whatever direction that might be. Like with Sky, she's our sales administrator. She was really interested in interior design, so I paid for her to do the course. And in turn, that's adding an extra service that we can offer to our sellers that's completely free, and it's different to what other agencies are offering. So I think it's really just about getting everyone in your office or in your team to be invested in. They have to share the vision of the business. And we have a planning day every year in our property management department where we all take a day off. We sit down and we talk about what are our goals for the next year as a business, and we also talk about what are our personal goals, and we write that all down, and my job is to keep everyone in the team accountable to that. Yes. So if we set a goal, for example, that we'd like to get to 500 managements, everyone in the team knows, this is the number of managements we need to get, let's break it down, we need to get this many in a month. What can we all do to contribute to that? And everyone is so keen to be a part of it and be valuable within the office. I think, because I spend so much time, I do a lot of one-on-one catch-ups, and not just with the sales team, it's with the property management team as well. So I can pick up on, if anyone's feeling stressed or anxious, if they need training on something, I can pick up on those things quite quickly and then put measures in place to improve whatever it might be, whatever their problem is. So when I was a selling principal, obviously didn't have time to do that. So problems would arise, and I was always reactive to it. I didn't even know there was an issue half the time. Now I feel like I'm in a position where I have more time, so I'm able to pick up on those issues quickly and do something about it before it becomes a problem. And I think in terms of staff retention and morale and culture, that has made